This video features the fading careers of superstar players of the 1972 San Diego Chargers. Weekly game summaries showcase how challenging a season it was for the Chargers, who were built to improve upon a 1971 6-win and 8-loss record. Please click the like button and add a comment, as that greatly helps this video to be presented to other vintage NFL fans. Week 1's game at San Francisco was a train wreck for the Chargers, who committed 5 turnovers. 4-time AFL All-Star quarterback John Hadl only completed 11 of 25 passes for 109 yards and 2 interceptions in a 34-3 blowout loss. Running back Lee White rushed 6 times for 8 yards, and it was the last start of his NFL career. He only carried the ball in 2 other games the rest of the season. 49ers quarterback John Brody and wide receiver Gene Washington hooked up 8 times for 140 yards and 3 touchdowns. Week 2's game at Denver didn't start well for San Diego, as Randy Montgomery ran 94 yards with the opening game kickoff, but the Chargers caused 6 Broncos turnovers in a 37-14 victory. Quarterback Steve Ramsey ran 1 time for 8 yards as he ran over number 40 Joe Beauchamp for a late 4th quarter touchdown. Mike Garrett had a big game as he rushed 21 times for 104 yards in this touchdown. Garrett would rush for 1,031 yards on the season, but it was his last hurrah, because in 1973 he only rushed for 467 yards with no rushing touchdowns, and then he retired. The former Kansas City Chiefs star had previously rushed for 1,000 yards for them in 1967. He's the first running back to rush for 1,000 yards in a single season for 2 different teams. John Hadl and star wide receiver Gary Garrison connected 6 times for 69 yards and this 9-yard touchdown. Shortly after that, Hadl hit Chargers newcomer Dave Williams for a 31-yard score. He had played the previous 5 seasons for the Cardinals and caught 22 touchdown passes for them. Quarterback Charlie Johnson airmailed this pass via special delivery to Joe Beauchamp, who picked off his 3rd pass of the game and raced 47 yards to pay dirt. He ran around some smoking hot Chargers on his way to teammates' congratulations. Darryl LaMonica and Raymond Chester's 23-yard pass play gave the Raiders the early lead in Week 3. Running back Sid Edwards was the star of the game. He caught 6 passes for 100 yards, ran 18 times for 97 yards with a touchdown, and this knockout. Edwards also claimed bragging rights to bowling over hard-hitting number 31 Jack Tatum. In Week 4, the Chargers beat the Colts 23-20, despite John Hadl not throwing any touchdown passes and 3 interceptions. Again, Mike Garrett was the star. He ran 27 times for 132 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tight end John Mackey caught 3 passes for 34 yards, but fumbled, and 10-year veteran and 3-time Pro Bowl and All-Star Jerry Logan recovered and returned the fumble. The 1972 season was the final one for Mackey, whose production tanked from his earlier stellar seasons. He's a member of the Hall of Fame All-1960s team, as well as the Hall of Fame. He was the second pure tight end to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Mike Ditka was the first. In 1968, he finished 4th in the NFL MVP vote. 3-time NFL MVP, 3-time NFL champion, and future Hall of Fame quarterback John Unitas started his second-to-last game as a Colt in Week 4. Don Nottingham blasted into the end zone from 13 yards out, scored twice, and rushed for 85 yards. But as stated before, Mike Garrett had another big day. This Nottingham fumble proved costly. It was the second in the 4th quarter by him, and the Colts' 3rd in the 4th quarter. Kicker Dennis Partee broke his ankle in the previous offseason, but he booted field goals of 50, 40, and 27 yards. The last with 4 seconds remaining in a 23-20 Chargers win. Sunny, scenic Miami was the site for Week 5's game. The Chargers outgained Miami 243-239 in total yards. Sid Edwards had 94 of those yards, plus this late 4th quarter touchdown. The win proved costly for Miami as quarterback Bob Greasy fractured a small bone in his right leg and also dislocated his right ankle. He was the AFC's leading passer in 1971. Defensive end Deacon Jones appeared to be the culprit who did in Greasy. At age 34, Deacon made his last Pro Bowl team with only 6 sacks. On January 29, 1972, he was traded to the Chargers from the Rams. With the Rams, he was a 6-time All-Pro, and he had 159.5 sacks over 11 seasons with them. Although he played 2 more years after 1972, his production nosedived. Gary Garrison was the sole bright spot in the Chargers' 34-20 loss to the Lions. He had 7 catches for 119 yards and 2 touchdowns. In 1972, Garrison had 52 catches, 7 touchdowns, and made the AFC Pro Bowl team. This was the 4th and last time that he made a Pro Bowl or All-Star team. In the following 5 seasons, he didn't come close to those receiving statistics. San Diego again outgained their opponent with 280 total yards to 268, but again they lost, this time 26-14 to the Chiefs. Former Chief running back Mike Garrett had 53 total yards and 2 touchdowns. John Hadl and Gary Garrison teamed up 4 times for 50 yards, but the Chargers' 5 turnovers, including 3 interceptions by John Hadl, was the key to this game. The Chiefs got a break in the fourth quarter with the score 16-14 Kansas City when wide receiver Robert West ran in a fumble for 6 points. He was the Cowboys' 4th-round draft pick in 1972, waived by them and then signed by the Chiefs. On this play, defensive end Lionel Aldridge knocks off Len Dawson's helmet. Aldridge had 7 sacks in 1972, his first season with the Chargers. He was a 2-time Super Bowl champion and 3-time NFL champion while with the Green Bay Packers. He retired after the 1973 season when he tallied only half a sack. On July 30th, 1972, the Cowboys traded disgruntled star running back Dwayne Thomas to the Chargers. Although seemingly 100% physically healthy during the entire season, he didn't play at all. This Week 8 game was one of the few games that he even suited up for potential duty. In 1970, he led the NFL with a 5.3 yards per carry, and he finished second in the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year vote. In 1971, he led the NFL with 11 rushing touchdowns and 13 total touchdowns. But in 1972, the dude had checked out. Montgomery even completed this 31-yard pass to wide receiver Ron Sellers. John Hadl threw 3 interceptions, this one to Leroy Jordan. Hadl came alive in the fourth quarter. He threw a 42-yard touchdown to Gary Garrison, a 20-yard score to Chuck Dicus, and a 47-yard touchdown to Dave Williams. It wasn't enough as Dallas won 34-28. The Chargers played Week 9 on Monday Night Football and fell to the Browns 21-17. Again, San Diego had more total yards than their opponent, but 3 turnovers to the Browns' 1 was the difference. Number 78 guard Walt Sweeney was a key to the Chargers' effective running game that amassed 191 yards. He made the AFC Pro Bowl team in 1972, the 9th straight year he made a Pro Bowl team or All-Star team. Although he played 3 more years in the NFL, he failed to make another team. He made 4 All-Pro teams in his career, and from 1964 through 1975, he started 167 of 168 games. Yet he's not a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. In Week 10, Mike Garrett returned to Kansas City. Pre-game pleasantries were not indicative of the treatment he received on the field of play, as he rushed 17 times for 21 yards. Although he did cash in on a short touchdown run after Sid Edwards did all the heavy lifting. Hadl tossed this 20-yard scoring strike to Gary Garrison. In all, Hadl completed 17 of 28 passes for 216 yards. San Diego defeated KC 27-17 as the Chiefs committed 6 turnovers to 0 for the Chargers. Defensive tackle Dave Costa was a 10-year veteran in 1972 and had made 3 AFL All-Star teams with the Broncos and 1 with the Raiders, which was his rookie season of 1963 when he had 7 sacks. While he played 1 more season at San Diego and started all 14 games, his best days were behind him. He played linebacker for the Bills in 1974, then called it quits. Dan Pastorini had this punt blocked, and it was recovered by Jesse Taylor to give the Chargers an early 7-0 lead in a game that they won 34-20. The Oilers won only 1 game all season. Mike Garrett rushed 17 times for 102 yards, and Sid Edwards carried the ball 15 times for 60 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Oilers rushed 22 times for only 51 yards. And Fred Willis carried 10 times for 10 yards. Chargers head coach Harlan Savare wondered why his team consistently outgained opponents in total yardage in games that they lost. In Week 12, it happened again. They gained 440 total yards to Oakland's 298 yards, yet lost 21-19. The Chargers' offensive coordinator was Bob Schnelker, his first of 16 years in that capacity amongst a variety of NFL teams that included the Chiefs, Lions, Packers, and Vikings. He played end from 1953 through 1961 and made the NFL All-Star team for the Giants in 1958 and 1959. He was an original Viking, and he scored the first regular season Vikings touchdown in a stunning 37-7 upset over the Chicago Bears. Mike Garrett had yet another big game. He ran 28 times for 145 yards, a lot for a 5'9", 195-pounder who had already touched the ball over 1,400 times as a professional. Darryl LaMonica fired a 16-yard touchdown pass to tight end Raymond Chester and a 36-yarder to Fred Biletnikoff. Rookie first-round draft choice Mike Ciani caught this 40-yard pass that helped to set up the game-winning score. A 9-yard rush by Charlie Smith. Deacon Jones wasn't the only superstar winding down his career. Bob Boomer Brown was too. The future Hall of Fame tackle only played 1 more season. Superstar quarterback John Hadl's last year as a Charger was 1972. How he made the AFC Pro Bowl team is beyond me. He threw an NFL-leading 26 interceptions with only 15 touchdown passes. He had made 4 previous AFL All-Star games and 3 times led his league in passing yards and twice in passing touchdowns. The Chargers traded him to the Rams for the 1973 season. He was age 33 that year, an age when quarterback production typically decreased markedly. Gary Garrison was the Chargers' offensive star in Week 13. He caught 10 passes for 156 yards and this touchdown. Again, the Chargers outgained their opponent, 335 total yards to 257, and again they lost, 38-13. 5 Chargers turnovers were the key to this outcome. John Hadl was intercepted 4 times, and the Chargers lost 3 fumbles in a 24-2 stinker at home. The Chargers ran 30 times for 56 yards. Blake Garrett rushed 15 times for 5 yards, with a 7-yard scamper being his longest. So his other 14 rushes totaled -2 yards. Terry Bradshaw hit Ron Shanklin for a 17-yard score, and Franco Harris scored the 11th touchdown of his rookie season, in which he was named the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year.